Two. All right, let's everybody stand up.
Well, good evening. Welcome, everybody. City Council meeting. Bishop, would you put mine, please?
Sure. Appreciate the Father, Lord. We thank you for once again being able to serve this great community. Bless us and guide us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball.
Well, thank you all. Good evening. Welcome to the November 16th City Council meeting.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dietz.
Here.
Bolden.
Here.
McCleary. Sansing.
Here.
Ray.
Yeah.
Mashburn. Moss.
Here.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Here.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
I have one absent, sir.
All right, we have a quorum. We are good to go. Before you, you have the minutes from the November 2nd meeting. You can be familiarizing yourself for that for next time for approval, but right now entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the October 19th meeting. Got a motion and a second? Got a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed by like sign? There are none. Consent agenda. Entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented in your packets. Motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed by like sign? All right, moving on down, item 9, Chief Hibbs. If you want to come up, Chief Hibbs has got a Sergeant Byford presentation for us about the camera system we had talked about before, and Councilmember Raines asked about last meeting, so everything should come up on your screens here.
We switching screens.
We started about a year and a half ago, planning and designing, looking into a lot of departments doing a real-time crime center. Real-time is kind of a misnomer unless you have somebody sitting there watching it all the time. We don't do that. I just call it crime center. What we have right now is 20 cameras. Each camera is a quad camera, so it has 4 cameras on each quad. So there's technically 80 cameras around town. We have them at 20 different locations, really 21, because I have one on the street department car wash behind the police department. That's our small one that's not open to the publicly accessible and all that stuff. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what we're going to try to go fast. There's a lot to it, but I want to show you the crime center because it did come up. We started in January working with the vendor and paying for the cameras, getting them installed. They started being installed about February, probably went to about April, May. Not all of them were up when we had the tornado, but a few of them were. We have, and this idea came from Cheryl brought this up to me about a year and a half ago, and she saw a presentation that Jonesboro did. Jonesboro has a crime center, real-time crime center. They man it every day, probably from 8 in the morning to 11 at night with an officer. A call comes out, they can pull up a camera. I think they're up to probably about 800 cameras right now. They use some of their own cameras, plus they use some technology, which I hope to go to next year. We're going to try to apply for a grant that would give us access to other cameras like the school, Walmart, businesses and stuff. They could tap into, or we could tap into their cameras, and that would give us double the cameras in town. Little Rock does that. The one that we have now, these 20 that you'll see, are just our cameras. We're not doing the public stuff yet. I hope to do that in the future. We used a lot of this was ARPA money last year, or this year we started planning it. A lot of what we have done is kind of understanding what we want in a system like this, so it's still pretty new to us. Jacob Good used to be my technology guy. He moved to Arizona, so Sergeant Byford recently took this over. He's also good at technology. I'm not, so I have people to do this stuff for me. Yeah, so they're much better and he's smarter at this. So what I'm going to ask him to do is pull up. It used to be called Ava. It's a Motorola system, and it is now called Alta. But it's the same stuff. So it has cameras. It uploads to the cloud. 30 days. We can retrieve stuff. We can download videos. Each quad camera has 4 cameras on it. It has sound. It picks up. It has a microphone. And what is still kind of being worked on is gunshot detection, glass break, screams, and probably a couple other sensors that it has on it. I'm not happy on just full disclosure with the gunshot detection now. 'Cause every time a fire truck goes by one with the siren, it just picks up loud sound. And I think they're still working on that technology. They just did an update, firmware update yesterday. We're going to see if it works any better. We do have, each camera has, we're using FirstNet, AT&T FirstNet, which is a first responder network. It gives us priority service, and each SIM card, air card that's in the camera is $20 a month versus Verizon's $40 a month. So we save some money there. What he'll do is pull up some of the layouts of some different cameras. I have cameras at Dupree Park. Kevin's there. We used to be the old city garage, the maintenance department, and several around town. We're going to show you the cameras. He's going to show you how the AI technology works, searchable technology, and then we're going to show you some uses that we've got out of the camera. About 80% of what we do with it is for investigations. I obviously don't have anybody that sits and watches cameras all day, and if you did that in Jacksonville, it'd be a pretty boring job. But we do have stuff that we have solved cases, helped cases, and found criminals, shooting suspects, stuff like that with the use of these cameras when we go back. All right, so we're going to show you the platform first.
Good morning, or good afternoon, Council. Right here, if you can see on your screens, this is just one of the single views, just kind of go over some of the technology that they're using outside of your normal, say, business security system or in-home security system or camera. All the cameras are built, as you said, they were quad cameras. All of them are quad cameras and have built-in LPR readers. With LPR readers, usually anything traveling around 20 to 30 miles an hour, we get a good read on it. And it's all set up. You're able to, let me get it pulled up here, I'm sorry. On the screen, if you look in the darker areas, that's the areas outside of the LPR frame. Anything in the lighter areas, that's going, the license plates, that's going to be able to read the license plates. And it's a big tool for us anytime that we're looking for a specific vehicle. With technology today, the AI, it's able to actually read the plates better than what we could. It's able to use with memory and keep up with the traffic, whether it's normal traffic or outside traffic or something different. It's able to determine whether it's normal or not, so it helps out a lot. Let's see, let me pull this up. With this system, we're able to run 16 cameras at the same time. Give it a minute to pull up. Does tend to run a little slow just with the internet, but with the 16 cameras, if you're viewing them, what we're planning on doing is having 4 per screen, so it's a lot bigger. But if you look in the top left of the screen, you can see how the AI is detecting those vehicles. And during this time, it's collecting like either the color of the vehicle, the type, and we'll get into how we can use that information later on to do a search if we're trying to find a suspect vehicle that is, we may just have a color to, or either we might have just the type of vehicle it is. Then just getting out of that, we can go, these are all the listed cameras that we have right now. We have the animal shelter. We had a lot of attempts and also break-ins there, so we're able now in dispatch, they're able to look at and see if there is an alarm or if a dog's barking in the middle of the night. We'll get that alert, and they're able to look at the camera to kind of save the response time to see what's going then, to say whether something is actually happening or not. So that's been very beneficial for us.
We've actually, from that camera right there, been able to catch several people who were coming up and illegally dumping animals, just driving up and leaving them there. It was, smile for the camera when you're doing it.
Stephanie said she's used that in court as evidence. People dumping dogs and stuff at the front. Can you show a, like the 2x2 and show like Main and James camera, all 4 views, so they can see how it circles? 360 view. It's called a 360, we call it quad camera, but it's a 360 camera. A technician can. It's a little involved, but it's possible, but not. We got to have a pole, like a light pole that has electricity to it. Right, right.
And I was able to get a probably older technology now, but a modem from cable company. Work those guys running the line to it, they were able to sit in a room like.
Yeah. Ours is, it's really easy setup, but it's 2 boxes, the camera plus there's a power supply, a backup battery inside it, and the SIM card and all that technology. So it's kind of, you have to put one thing up and connect them, with a ladder. It's possible, but you don't move it fast. Go ahead, sir.
Chief Hibbs, I have a question. Actually, and it's a personal question, a council question. First question is, you said there's everything goes to the cloud, and it's there for 30 days.
Yep.
Why 30 days?
That's just a setting for the storage.
Can it go longer?
I think it can, is that us or is that a Critical Edge thing?
We can set it for longer. It's the issue we run into is the actual storage and the cost to actually
Okay.
store. Where the 30 days is reasonable, where we have time to pull video if needed, but once you get outside that 30-day, your
You're in
storage,
storage.
cloud storage gets expensive.
It's also
We-
store, church, we set out for 90 days.
We have a 3-year contract with Critical Edge, and that includes unlimited storage. And so I think we could, but at the end of 3 years, I don't know what the cost is going to be.
I wish I'd known that when I got hit with the hit and run, I could have pulled the camera then.
If it's too old now. Well, we're going to show you some stuff. So this is, go ahead.
Just going up this, so this is all feed from one camera. We have, this is actually at Main and James, which Main and James has been really beneficial for a lot of our investigations. But if you can tell, each camera it has, it's overlapping. So the entire 360 degree is, you're able to view everything. The only spot that would not be viewable is where the actual PO is, which, I mean, it's not, unless they get technology where we can see through the PO, but like this one here, like I said, Main and James has been excellent. You can look on the top left, the AI is running. It's constant, it's saving that information, and it's keeping up with everything that's normal. So it's always learning its environment, whether there's a door slamming, dogs barking, gunshot detection, if there's individuals parked at Subway, if overnight, if there's a car there with Subway's closed, usually you'll get an alert and it'll pop up saying, well, this is out of the ordinary. The purple, everything on purple right now, that's all normal. Once you see, usually it does, but
It's just detecting something.
it's just showing that the detection's occurring. If something is, we do get alert, whether it be glass break or loud noise, something like that, there will be a red box that pops up, and you're able to actually go and click on that, and it'll open up the time point where the alert started to the point where it's ended, and that's really beneficial. Once we get everything set up with dispatch, you'll be able to go see exactly what's going on, whether it needs actual police response, and if it is, we're already watching, kind of seeing what's going on to give that information to the police departments or police officers who are actually responding.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you talking about the red boxes, like the ones underneath the?
You talking about right there?
Yeah.
Yes. So these, I'm gonna scroll back on. Let me back out of this real quick. I'll go to a single-use camera and it'll be a lot quicker to pull it up.
One reason for this system that we wanted was a homicide that happened at Johnson Park. You see that camera he just had up was Johnson Park. It was a homicide. It would have been right next to where this camera is now. And we had no video down the street, no witnesses. Every camera that was on a house on Ray Road didn't work or didn't have, memory cards. There was no video of the suspects. The witness was not cooperating. And we ended up, we solved part of that one. There were still 3 other people that we don't know who they were because the main suspect committed suicide when the police were chasing him in Texas. He ran. Part of the reason was because of that homicide. We could have had a camera there. That's why there's one at Johnson Park now.
We'll back it up here, go kind of show you guys what I'm. If it's gonna move for me. There we go.
We also learned that our internet speed at the police department was terribly low. We're doing so much with technology and cloud now, we had to raise it considerably. Maybe lower, I don't know what it is here, but we had to raise it over there because it was hard to get stuff to download.
Yeah, like going off that, just with the video today, and we're having to download a lot of video from our cameras and body cameras. It takes a lot of internet. But going on the alert that I was going over, and to answer your question, this would be in that red area down here. This is the alert box that would pop up, and when you have the screens pulled up with the 4 cameras, it's very noticeable. So you know, hey, something's going on in this area, and it's a simple click to view the actual alarm, and it's going to have a map that pulls up, and this is going to be the same map that dispatch already uses for wherever the officers are assigned to that area. So that's going to help them determine which officer is closer in that area to get the response time faster. And I don't know how loud it's going to be if it was an audible alarm. So it does, and like we're seeing here with the, just due to the internet speed, it's pulling directly from the camera from a SIM card, and then it's coming to our system to watch. So it's a lot quicker at the police department, I'll say that. But like it'll play back whatever happens through here. This just looks, it's a loud vehicle is what it's going to be. It's going to be a loud noise. And that I'm gonna tell y'all that just by looking at the look at the graphs a lot. So that's gonna be a loud car or something, either not a muffler, a loud motorcycle or something like that. Did that answer all your questions on that? Awesome. I'm gonna move to the parks and let y'all kind of see where we're at with them. Anyone else have any questions while we're in this section?
Can you go to Johnson Park, sir, and get a view on it?
Headed there right now.
It's in the corner. Right there, where's the camera pointing?
So 4 different, it's near
Oh,
the
that's
entrance.
Galloway Park.
I see the different angles.
It's pointing different directions.
Is there one pointing toward the latrine, restroom?
Yeah. It's farther away. That's at the back of the parking lot, and this camera's near the front of the parking lot, so when it's dark, you don't see it very good. I think that's on camera 1, I think, up there. There is, yes. All the ones where we need them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's one at Willow Bend. I put one up at Willow Bend on their property. That's our camera, but we were having a lot of problems. We put the camera up, a lot of the problems went away. It's funny how it happens, but it's not what it was, you know. They started wearing masks and stuff because it was the day we put the camera up, walking around, trying to hide from it. Which is all the more reason to stop somebody. They don't realize that.
Yeah, it's taking a second to load. All of them are loading, but that's Johnson Park's actually one of the service isn't the best there. It'll pull if we're looking back on something, but if you have, Usually when all the 4 cameras are running on the same screen, it'll slow down that system because you're drawing 4 feeds from that SIM card. But the way we have it set up at the police department is all of them will alternate. You're never going to get the same camera popping up, so really it fixes the issue. But Johnson Park it's covered from the entrance, the parking lot, all the way back to the bathroom area, and we can see it with it being
Try to
dark right
zoom in
now.
on it. Do the zoom, like the box. So what you see right now is nothing going on at Johnson Park, which is a good thing.
I have a question. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did I hear you say we have these cameras, but we really don't have anybody to watch them?
Yeah,
Okay, and that is because we're understaffed in our police department?
yeah. Yeah. So Byford's the one that oversees the cameras, but that's not his only job. He's got about 10 different jobs because there's only 4 of them in support services, but he's good at technology, so it takes us a long time to do stuff, like to get cameras implemented, settings adjusted and all that, because he has a million things during the daytime to do, so we get to stuff when we can. And it takes us a while to do stuff.
I have a question. How big are these cameras? I mean, are they real
No, they're
noticeable?
about, it's kind of a disc shape, and it's about like that.
So they're noticeable. Are they really high up?
No, 12 feet is the distance because of the license plate reader and the speed of cars. The angle, it has to be 12 feet off the ground. Can't be higher than that. They're not very high at all. It's funny because you don't notice them. Once you start seeing them, they stand out. To me, they do. But obviously, none of y'all have really noticed them around town. I mean, we have 20 of them at intersections. So,
Mhm.
well, probably 17 or so, because we got, I think, 3 at parks. Show something in town and traffic, sir. Yeah, I'm getting 4 more right now. I want one's for Dupree Park by the Octagon, keeps getting broke into, so we're gonna put one there. We've already got one between the baseball fields. And we just got that one back on. It's been out since the tornado. And I'll put one by the Octagon. The other 3, I don't know yet where they're gonna go. This construction's really messing up my my plans, because I like them at intersections, but they're ripping out the intersections by Walmart, Lowe's, or where we really need them, especially Walmart. And they cut the power to that one about a month ago, so we got to move that one and find somewhere for it.
Chief, you were talking about the cameras that are monitored 24 hours. Why don't we put them in the 911 center?
So we are doing that. I put 5 TVs on the wall, and we are going to do that. We're buying a new computer today. We really need 2 computers to run it. And they will be up in there. What we've learned is we can only put 16 views on each feed. Is that right? 16?
Yes.
And I have technically right now 80 cameras, 81. And so they can only watch 16 off of one computer, like one internet, you know. So where I'm putting 2 computers in, we'll have 32 viewable. And the computer that's running it now is really old, and it keeps logging off. So they do like it when they put out a call. They like to look up at the screen and see it, and that's what we have now. It won't show everything. And so my next issue there is teaching dispatch or getting somebody to pull up if they're going to a hot call, figure out where that camera is. Now all they do is look up and see it, because there's not that many in there. But they have Willoughby pulled up, and then a few other of our major ones, major intersections. And they do enjoy it. They like to see when they put out a call, they like to look up and see what's going on as they're putting the call out. And it would be nice to have more of that, yeah. 80% of what Jonesboro does with it, they'll tell you, is investigations. So that's what we're going to show you when he gets done doing a demo of the platform.
So this here is how we have it set up. You'll see this on the different screens. It's easier to view this way. And with each, I don't have it set up on this one, but each block or each box is going to have 4 or 5 cameras just for that. So that's where you're going to have, if you have your alerts, it's going to pop up in that section. And of course, at the top of each camera, it shows you the intersection that's or the location. So it's really easy to actually use once you have about 30 minutes of training on it. So it's just mainly the setup and getting it
It's
going.
pretty user-friendly. Can you zoom in on something on it with one of those, like with a square? Show them that. Where is this, Taco Bell?
Mhm.
Do you know how to drag like the square over? Uh-oh.
That did a lot there. Well,
That's really
well, it's
cool.
showing what right now on this camera is showing the alert, so it's it's capturing everything, so it's being starting to lag a little.
Let me ask you, does it do face recognition? The person has a record?
No, but we'll show you what it does do, the AI part of it, but not facial recognition, no.
It has the option on it, but it's mainly if we have a photo of someone, then it'll work, but it can't.
It'll do clothing.
It doesn't go into the database.
Oh, no. Oh,
Mm.
no. And that technology's not good yet, really. There's a
Mm-mm.
lot of issues with that, people that have it. It will search colors, like clothing, shirts and stuff. We can do that, and cars.
And I will say, and I would say on the live feed, it is a little grainy, but I will, whenever the video is actually, if it's downloaded for like use in court, this is almost like just looking at it. Once you download and it's not having to pull it live. Everything we're doing is live, so it's going to be it's not going to be the best looking, but once you get it downloaded, it's really smooth and you can see a lot of things.
So that camera or this one we're looking at now, that actually is functioning as a PTZ though, isn't it? I mean,
You can do it. You can do it as a PTZ. You can zoom in on that and then move it around, yeah.
And
Kind of like that, yeah.
just going off of that, Mary, it's if I'm moving anything, watching this, it's still getting the entire live feed, and it's all the other three cameras are still recording. So you have 100% of the time 360-degree view. Whether or not I'm zooming in, it's always catching the feed.
That's good.
So
Mr. Mayor, did you say PTZ?
Yes, pan tilt zoom. It's type of camera, a camera with the ability to pan, tilt, or zoom manually that you can drive around like he
Let's
was
do
just
a
doing.
search. So search coming up. I think that'll be about it. We can do settings for like line crossing, like at the maintenance shop, the old city garage. Nobody should be out there at 2 o'clock in the morning, because the gate's locked. So we can do draw a line around the fence, and if anything crosses that, it sends an alert. It's the way it should work. We're usually asleep when that happens, but my
Yeah.
patrol officers and supervisors, there is an app. This operates on an app, so we have the app on our phone. And it works just a lot like this right here. So supervisors can get that stuff. We turn some of it off till we work out the bugs.
So this here is our main. With investigations and stuff, we go to this a lot. I have a lot of requests to have this done, but as you can see, you can do a generic, just appearance. I use all because the AI is quiet. It's not really there for determining male, female, especially if they're wearing a hood or something like that. It mainly goes off the hair length, and then you can actually use the image, and it's going to give you pretty close results. We've had good results with that. So just really generic, just any people. I'm going to do a short search.
What was that guy at Taco Bell wearing? Was it dark shirt?
I don't remember.
Try to search that guy.
She had on the brown plaid jacket.
So it's brown.
Hers was brownish orange.
Hers
kind
was,
of,
yeah.
30 minutes. We're gonna do 30 minutes because it's pulling a lot. It may take just a few minutes to get the searching done, and it's pulling a lot of data. It's gonna pull every person that's wearing a brown or that tone of shirt. So bear with me.
You set off 80 cameras total.
hmm So with this here, just with
He could narrow it down to just that one by Taco Bell, or he can do all of them.
And there it is.
So just with that, that's going to be your closest color. Is actually this one here. That's pretty good results.
I think the Northgate one is the
That's
one
her on
that,
the right.
that was the one a minute ago.
hmm And it gets the better if you like. If you do have an image, we're able to get an image off someone that's at Taco Bell, and we think that they walk to Main Street. Once we put that image of the clothing, it's going to be able to actually pull the color out of the photo and find that once it's with the feed. Like I said, I think it's,
Click on the second one and show them the playback on that.
so as you can see here, the camera, it's picking that close up from me. It's from a distance, and this is them walking to Taco Bell to enjoy their meal tonight. And of course, the alert, that's going to be anybody who's walking around. If somebody's walking around the camera, it's just going to give that alert, not necessarily saying there's something wrong or they're doing anything wrong, but even for them, it's going to pull that, so someone's watching them. Just like I said, it'll play that little bit, and it'll keep their information. They've been there for the 30 days, and you can see if you look over to the maps, this is just a little bit of the camera is here in the blue, and everything that you see in purple or red, that's going to be the AI pulling that data. So the purple, that's going to be different types of vehicles, it's colors it's collecting, and then the red is going to be some type, it's going to be an alert. Let's see what alert it is if I pull up. Not going to do it for me, but it's going to be what the alert that we're on. It's what it is going to be, people in the area walking. So it's really beneficial if we're having to track somebody down who's.
So what we used to do is pull a video, and then detectives would have to sit there for hours and watch all of it and look for stuff. And you do that from multiple cameras. We have a robbery at the bank near Taco Bell. We pull every camera in that area, and then they have to watch hours and hours. Now we can put in this description of the suspect or the picture of him from the bank, and it'll pull it from every camera they crossed. We do that with cars too. I'll show you some videos later where we track suspects and shootings and stuff like that, and they went across every camera that we have. Search a vehicle.
This here, this is like I said, it's generic. That's going to be anything red or around that tone of color. This is the vehicles. It's probably going to be a lot of red cars running around.
This will be from every red cars from every camera in the last 30 minutes.
Well, on the default section of it. So that versus having to go on the canvas and ask businesses for video, we have the ability now. So hey, we know we have a red car that was involved in some type of crime. We're able to do this from a computer or do it from our cell phones, and if it's something that matches the description, such, I mean, this is all red vehicles, and there's a.
Chief, do you have any insights out here?
Yes, a lot. I'll have them show you the list of where they are here in a minute.
Did you say you had 20 of them, 80 total?
There's 20 cameras, 20 quad cameras, but each one has 4 cameras on it, so that's 80. Well, we have I'd say 20 locations.
Another, if we're going through and if we're looking only for like a car, which we can say, hey, I just want a car, but you can put the plus sign, it'll pull, and you can look up like similarities for this vehicle. It's going to search anything just for this, what the camera captured on this. It's going to just dig a little deeper. You're going to narrow down where it is, and then from there we can see what cameras it was, if it was in the area where the crime occurred, and they turn the correct direction. If the license plate reader is able to pick up the license plate, a lot of the times we're going to already have a license plate before the officers can arrive even on scene. So down here, it's a pretty accurate result. This is going to be that car traveling, and so we have 6. That's gonna be more than that. So a lot of these are gonna, it's, I mean, it's the same vehicle or really similar. Not that's a Mustang, so it was off a little bit, but it works really well. It's very helpful for us, and especially out in the field and when we need something and in the middle of the night we can't talk to someone at a business or something. Do y'all have any questions on just the searching? Okay. Chief, was there anything else you wanted to cover just with the app or anything?
I don't think so.
You said you were gonna show us where they all
Oh yeah, show a list,
Do you want to see a map or all
do
the
the video
devices?
view. Oh,
So this, we kind of got it broke down. This, of course, everything at the animal shelter.
Centennial Bank is offline now. That's the one by Walmart. And they cut the power because they're taking that intersection out.
And then, yeah, the city buildings. And then we have just default. That's going to be in the public areas. So right now at First and Northgate, South James and Gina, in which all these cameras are going to have the 360 view. Main and Marshall, Military and Southeastern, the Willow Bend Apartment Complex, Stone and South First, Ray and Church, Roosevelt and Victory Circle, Pulaski and North, South First and Tricky, Main and James, Main Oak, Wilson, Union, and Main and Second. Which these are all, I know whenever y'all they were installing them, try to target the main where they're gonna be entering into the neighborhoods or where we're gonna get the best results. And with the 20 cameras, we've done really well. Of course, I'd love to have 100, 1,000 cameras, but these are really nice.
Chief,
We got, yeah.
you said on Johnson Parkinson, what we have a problem everywhere, kind of like, help if we had some extra additional lighting, wouldn't it? In some of them areas, back in the areas, like, so you could see some more.
Mhm.
So
I like, lighting's good everywhere.
that's
always.
something we need to work on, because I'm noticing a lot of areas,
Let's show some videos, some uses.
and I think a lot of some of the areas there, I think, Energy, aren't they in charge of replacing them, the bulbs and
Yes.
stuff? I hate to say they're not doing a very good job, because some of the areas that need lighting, you know, when I was coming in, on Monday, same thing, there's some of them that's missing 4, 5, 6 lights in your pole.
And
That's,
what I was gonna say as kind of a
Chief,
public
whatever one you
service
want me to play.
announcement to everybody up here and anybody in the audience or watching at home, if you download the Energy app on your phone, there is a place where you can go on it, and if you're out and around and you see a street light or a pole, that the light is burned out on and not functioning, while you're sitting right there, you can hit the replace bulb, or it'll send a notification thing to them based on your location of where you are, and then they will come out, and you don't have to call, don't have to do anything else. You can do it from your phone right there and report an outage. I've actually done it. I went out and tested it, and it worked.
good.
So,
Some of them areas, like Johnson Parkinson, are really dark, probably would benefit us to get a few lights out there.
You know which ones you want to do? You can call them out.
Whatever you want to play.
Start with Ray Road, female. Do you remember which one's first? I think 3.
Yeah.
This is Ray and Church.
She's got a gun.
She's got a rifle.
She's carrying a gun.
Gets arrested here in a minute, but you won't see that part.
Is that really good?
No.
No.
These are past, so I need to give a warning. These are past uses that we've used it for
Okay.
success.
Yeah.
This-
I'll say it's still daylight over there.
Good cameras.
She got arrested. She assaulted some guy. After this, you'll see her go up in the grass. I don't even know the story behind it, but I know there was a disturbance, a rifle. They asked her how she got there. I guess she walked, so they pulled up the camera. Sure enough, we had it on video afterwards, but still useful. All right, another one. Let's see what you got next. What do you want to do?
How much time we have?
Hey, you got the good tornado one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
You want to do that one?
Mhm.
Let's see.
We've got several, actually.
Yeah, actually,
The one I like is the
Good
Dupree.
video.
I think it's 3, but I can't remember. Dupree Park.
so this one here, this is going to be at Dupree Park, and it's facing south. Nope, let me get
Yeah.
pulled up.
This camera was like. It has battery backup. All right.
The east one's pretty good. Good view. Well,
Same camera, different view.
that's I marked it as east. This is actually facing west towards the interstate.
Those cars were just, I mean, that thing was about to run right.
How about do the Main Street real quick?
Trees falling.
We'll try to speed this up a little bit. I'm building up to the big one, the big finale.
Let's go to a different section.
That's all right then. I like, what's the Willow Bend one? Oh, okay. Play Stevenson Cove real quick, because I started to talk about that. It's a folder there, there you go. I think, 4, but I can't remember. Yeah, So we had a shooting on Stevenson Cove. While we were on the scene still, some witnesses told us the car, which direction it went. And I knew we had a camera down that direction. So I pulled it up, and there he goes. It was a white car. The other view shows him running the stop sign across 294. And so I put in the time of the call came in, and white car, and searched it on the app while we were still on the scene. And sure enough, we got suspect vehicle while we were still on scene. Just one small use of it. Got a picture of it. Tracked that car down. I don't remember what happened with the case.
Yeah, same vehicle.
Pretty good picture. We use these pictures, but sometimes we put them on a flyer we put on Facebook when we're looking for somebody. You won't realize it, but it's a picture from one of our cameras. Oh, no, go ahead.
Which one? Which other
No,
one?
I saw the Main Street one. That's the last.
You gonna show them one?
I saw it, but yeah. How about,
See a Pursuit?
What about the Willow Bend?
do the pellet gun. We had, there's a guy in town that drives around shooting a high-powered pellet gun at windows and stuff. Somebody pulled in front of him leaving Walmart. He got mad at him. He followed him at Main and James, and what you'll hear with the sound is he shoots their car. The second car shoots the first car with a pellet gun, high-powered pellet gun. First car, though, it's kind of loud, so you hear it. First car thought they were being shot at. And so there's like three parts of this that are really interesting, but it's one of my favorites. He shot him with a pellet gun. They thought they were being shot for real. One was gonna jump out of the car. We'll show that one in a minute. His friend. And they turn around and chase the guy down, which you'll see up around Main and Bailey here in a minute. It starts right here under the camera. The sound is a little off, so that's the victim. The sound is a little after he's fired. It doesn't line up, but he shot their car. So you'll see them coming. They're going to chase him down. You'll have to listen closely once they get around Main and Bailey. Gun. They hit the guy's car several times. The guy that shot the pellet gun at the first car, he got hit in the head. It didn't kill him. He ended up driving home. I had another car down to Main and Second, so you see the direction they're going to Main and Second. So I pull that video, and not only will you hear it, but you'll see the suspect vehicle. It's not him. You'll see the suspect vehicle in just a second turn on the second.
I think that was the suspect vehicle on this one.
The female should be walking down there.
I couldn't get it to play.
Oh. The suspect vehicle on this one turns on the second.
Yeah, once it went here, it went down to the actual second with their video. I couldn't get to play on this, but it turns right and we're able to track it to the next video. This is going to be the South First.
He turned on the second, went down Bailey to South First, and then he turned towards like Von Tire. But I have a camera at Dupree and Stone, and so we got him on that one too. He went by like 4 of our cameras, suspect vehicle. Unfortunately, he's downloaded a whole file. So that's suspect vehicle. If you keep on watching, you'll see, we want to know where he goes. Where does he go next? Which turn he comes in now, and try to figure out where he goes. So if you watch him as he makes that turn, and then watch his lights. School, and then to James. We got another camera at James and Gina, which I think we got them on later. So we went by several of our cameras. We had video the whole time, which is pretty good. If you, on that one, on the pellet gun one, I want to show Maynard James, but on the subway side.
Let me get,
Did you download that one? Where he makes the turn? U-turn?
yeah, let me go, I'll have to go back to the,
Okay.
It was right there underneath, yep.
there's a lot of videos on this one.
Yeah, we saved a lot because it was a shooting, so,
That was,
no, yeah. Maynard James, but I don't remember if it's one or 4. That's 5. That's when he comes up. Maybe it's, that's the outside, maybe it's 1.
James one.
Do Maynard James 1. Looks like you got it on there twice. Oh, yeah, right here. You'll see him do a gray car that got shot with a pellet gun do a U-turn, but watch what happens when he does. They thought they were being shot at, right? So the driver gets mad. He's going to chase him down. I think the passenger, he don't want no part of this. He doesn't know what the driver's intentions are. So. Now they chase him down. Let's go. Did you have another one you were going to show before the last? There's a lot of good ones. We have a lot of good uses.
Hold on, before you play this one, this is the one I'm thinking of.
I don't think that one's yet.
Let me know when you're gonna do that.
which one do you want to do next, Chief? I know.
Go ahead and go to it.
Go ahead and do it
Yeah.
so we can wrap this up.
I will say this, on this video, it's a little graphic and can be disturbing. So watch at your own
This is a
leisure.
warning that
So-
it's not easy to watch. This like 10, 11 in the morning, drunk drivers coming down. Not right then, but she came in the police fire to get the police report a couple days later, and she walked in on her own 2 feet. And it's terrible to watch.
Did they catch together?
And yeah, so a driver followed them, and we also had it on video. It's just like Stephanie said, it's invaluable in prosecution. And he went to a house as the police were pulling up because there was a driver called 911, and they arrested him in his yard.
She sounded that kind of stuff is great too.
Yeah, it has been great. We've used it a lot. Like, we've got more videos where we use it in a lot of stuff, and missing persons and everything. We can get car descriptions, tags, and then you can search for it. It saves time, but also gives us a lot of tools to use for prosecution and other stuff. Investigations, it's great. A lot of we have a lot of shootings that we get the sound, we get the audio, see cars speeding away. So it's been good for that. I don't think I have anything else. Do you?
Oh, that's
Don't have
it.
any questions? All right, thank you.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. moving on, we've got one other item of business. As you'll see, Resolution 841, authorizing the sale of our property at 312 South Oak Street. We were contacted by Mr. Hurd, who is the property owner beside it. This is a lot that we have that butts up to his lot, and he approached us and asked if we would be willing to sell. And it's an overgrown, non-taken care of lot on our end, and so the city, we have no issue in selling that, so wanted to bring it before y'all. So I would entertain a motion to read Resolution 841.
So move.
Got a motion and second. So all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed by nay?
Resolution 841, a resolution in support of and authorizing the execution of sale documents from the city of Jacksonville for certain real property described herein and for other purposes.
We agreed to that we would sell the lot to him for $750, just like we did all those other lots in that general area. Any questions or comments, anything with it? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is the difference between what we have in our packet and the one that's on our desk? What's the difference?
The name that the buyer's name is different. I misspelled it in the first one. It was, it should be H-E-R-D. That's the only change.
Okay.
I think Amelia actually found that for me. So
All right.
it was a typo.
I didn't catch it. Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion on that?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
move that we approve Resolution 841 so that Mr. Hurd can have the adjacent property.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor of Resolution 841, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Thank you, motion carried. And that is the only thing of new business I have tonight. Any other
Mayor?
old business? Yes,
I'd
sir.
like to make a motion that we suspend the rules and discuss the preliminary budget.
I actually would prefer not to discuss budget at this time. Not ready for it.
The budget's not ready, it's the,
It's
right.
preliminary. You can still talk about
I'll second the motion.
it. You guessed it. Don't make me do it.
All right, there's a motion and a second. I do not have budget stuff with me. I have nothing in front of me for it because that was not on the agenda for this evening.
Well, I know we all got an email of preliminary budget, so.
Yes, but that was not on the agenda for tonight. That was because people had requested it, so we granted that and sent it out.
Okay.
But
So how long-
there is a motion and a second that has to be addressed first. So, all in favor, what's it, roll call?
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
All right.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray. We need to talk about that someday. Moss.
Nay.
Twitty.
nay.
Kinman.
No.
Raines.
Aye.
I have 4 ayes, 4 nays, and 1 abstention. I don't know what the abstention is about.
Yeah, so it doesn't pass. So that motion is defeated on the floor. Any other new business? We will, our next meeting, we will be discussing budget at that meeting.
I have old business,
Okay.
maybe. Kevin, are you ready to talk about the fountain yet? Nope.
Wait till next meeting.
Okay.
Well, planners are still not in, they're still,
Okay,
I talked with her today.
all right. But it is in motion, right? Okay.
Well, there is motion.
Thank you.
Any other items? Yes, sir.
I want to be in the parade.
There's a 4 mile no,
He wants to be in the Dunkin' tank.
No, I want to.
We can arrange that.
The park is looking really great, playing with football or softball.
Yeah, it is nice to have use of that again. Very nice.
You know?
I want to be in the parade too.
The lights look good, Kevin.
Dunkin' tank.
All the lights put up look really good.
All right, if there are no other issues, matters of business, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, we adjourn.